Welcome back. Today we're looking at homes that exemplify the beauty and charm of gracious living. Previously in this same home, we looked at the elegant charm of the living room. Warm, comfortable furnishings covered in soft, luxurious fabrics, all carefully arranged for comfort and conversation. Now that we've seen the living room, let's take a look at the kitchen. Notice this is a tiny kitchen. Not a lot of room to work with, but designer Michael Biondo has made some great choices to capitalize on the amount of space. Take a look at this table. A strong, solid surface in black. Great for place settings and easy cleanup. But at first glance, it may look a bit big for the space. But notice how Michael has incorporated the architecture to help out. This platform around the table is a necessary element for the house. It covers the plumbing and wiring for the downstairs. But rather than ignore it, Michael put it to use. He fashioned some of the cushions for it, and now it serves as bench seating for the table, giving us much needed space and even a little storage. And the same thing holds true for this shelf. A few well-chosen accessories transforms this simple ledge into a showplace of color and excitement. And take a closer look at this mirror. And in this tiny kitchen, it adds a lot of depth, reflecting into the room. This is a great theme that runs throughout the house. The artwork has been replaced with mirrors. It adds color and dimension, and now the real artwork is you. So as you can see, even in the smallest of spaces, a little creative thought and planning can go a long way. Here we don't have much space, but we've got plenty of personality and character. In your own home, you want to look for this comfortable balance of elements, colors, fabrics, accessories, and of course a peaceful arrangement between what you need and what you want. So how do you fill in these gaps? Well, here's our own Tracy Matizak to show you how to blend style, substance, and a sensible schedule.
If gracious is the style you'd like to project, classy, elegant, formal, yet comfortable, you'll be glad to know that you can do that without necessarily blowing your budget. Today we'll take a look at how some simple, inexpensive touches can change your living space from so-so to spectacular. We are looking at furniture with a distinctly European flair, and we're visiting today with Jerry Bradwell, who's going to give us some pointers on how to achieve that gracious living style and how to do it without spending a fortune at the same time. Jerry, so much of that look is just in the fabric.
Well, fabrics play a great role in giving this elegant, gracious feeling that we're trying to create in a home today. Fabrics give us textures, they give us color, they can actually give a feeling that we want. If you rub your hand on a fabric and it feels wonderful, you know, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel rich and elegant.
Now, how can you find these kinds of rich fabrics that you talked about without necessarily spending a fortune? I think people tend to think rich fabrics requires a rich bank account.
Well, by going to an area in most cities that specialize in remnants left over from the manufacture of the very kinds of furniture that we're looking at, you can often buy those fabrics for a few dollars a yard.
Now, I notice you've got a huge chandelier in this room, but this one you've got shades.
We like shades. This chandelier was designed without shades. It has a candle look like many chandeliers do. But I find without the shades it's a little bit bright and it doesn't bring any of that romance that I want to bring into a room. So one of my simple tricks, inexpensive, is to take interesting shades that are maybe $8, $10, $12 a piece, put them on a chandelier, and you know, instantly we've changed the whole look. It's softer, certainly much more gracious than a hard light, and it's something anybody can do.
If I had to describe this room in a word, Jerry, it would be romantic. How did you achieve that look?
We used what I consider a few romantic elements to achieve the romance. And we started, first of all, with an iron bed. An iron bed will fit with most any decor. And this bed is a canopy bed. But because it's iron and it's a hard material, we came in and we added some extra fabric that we had. We took it up to the ceiling, and instantly we added a soft element because we combined a soft fabric with a hard material, which is iron. The two together give a romantic feeling.
There's a certain rustic look to this dining area, Jerry, yet it never loses its elegance.
Well, I think what we've done here is we brought a touch of European taste into this mix. What we have here is a farmhouse table, and the distressing in the table, the chunkiness of the table, it adds a certain homey, warm feeling again to an area that might normally be cold.
And you've added some touches of color throughout, the runner, various things that you've added to kind of make it pop a little bit.
I think color is important in our lives, and color is what makes any room interesting.
So when you're ready to go for gracious living, remember a few simple tips. Think of rich colors in fabrics and lots of different textures. Remnants are even better because they can save you money. And remember the simple touches. Something as simple as shades on a chandelier can soften a room and give it a gracious touch.
Thanks, Tracy. Now keep in mind, one of the things that'll really help you in your search for the perfect piece is research. Do your homework. Look for books and magazines that can help to define and express the style you're after. Turn the pages and you'll find new colors, pieces, and arrangements that may help to educate and inspire your choices. And you'll also have the knowledge and the confidence to start making the changes that work for you and your space. From the living room to the kitchen, even into the garden, you can add grace and beauty to your space, large or small, inside or out. When we come back, we'll meet with designer Michael Biondo, and we'll show you how to bring the principles of gracious living into your own home and garden, next on Design Basics. Welcome back to Design Basics. Today we're working with the idea of gracious living, embracing traditional beauty and grace in a space that reflects your true self. And you can create your own one-of-a-kind personal space on a budget if you work with our Design Basics. First, be formal with freedom. Well-designed and well-placed furniture and accessories can help you create a formal yet comfortable space full of charm and grace. Next, look for splendor without spending. The luxurious look and feel you're after can probably be found with a clever combination of low-cost reproductions, flea market finds, and antique hand-me-downs. This will keep your style and your budget on track. And finally, be true to you. Whatever your style, choose the colors and fabrics and furnishings that appeal to you first. Remember, use what you love and love what you use. This will help you create your own unique style that's a true reflection of you. To help us define and apply our Design Basics, we have with us today designer Michael Biondo. Michael, we love your home so much. I'm going to ask you to give us your definition of gracious living.
Gracious living is living well, and you can really do that on any type of budget. I think that the one misconception that people have is when you think of being gracious, you think of being good to others, but I think it really is being good to yourself also. My home is very much a representation of who I am, from the photos that I have displayed, to the candles, to the music. It all is very much a soothing and comforting feeling. When I walk into my home, no matter how much of a hectic day I've had, I always feel very comforted and very warm.
Well, nobody wants to come home to a house that doesn't feel right, so you want it to feel like you, right?
Exactly.
Well, how do you get that, though?
Well, I think you really have to know yourself and know your likes and dislikes. And if you don't know your likes and dislikes already, that's where I come in and we work on it together. And I do that through a series of questions, spending time together, shopping together, by going through magazines, by just going to different furniture galleries or stores and looking around. The flea market is a great place to start also, looking at the flea markets, seeing what kind of periods of furniture and accessories that you like.
Michael, I noticed how well you use color in your design. Can you give us your philosophy of the use of color?
Sure. Color is a very personal thing. So it really depends on each individual that I work with. For me, especially in my living room, I went very monochromatic. My colors really blend and integrate well together. I have different color schemes throughout the different rooms. Some people like to stay with one type of color scheme throughout. I like to have each room has its own little theme.
Michael, I noticed that your designs don't really start at the front door or stop at the back door. Tell me about that.
Well, I love the outdoors, and it's really important to me to extend my home, especially in the warmer weather. I love entertaining. That's one of my great loves of life. So this is a really great chance to entertain outside. I love to bring some upholstered furniture outside also. It's something that's a little more unusual, not done very often. And why not? I mean, you can bring it outside just as easily as leaving it inside.
Well, it seems to me that you've described designs and things to do that really appeal to the senses. And you've really created, I know walking in your house, it felt so warm and inviting and so gracious, and you've done such a great job, and we thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you for being here.
The bedroom is so much more than just a room for your bed, and the gracious bedroom has to offer a clever combination of charm, comfort, and elegance. We'll show you how it's done next on Design Basics. For questions or comments, please write to Design Basics, care of HGTV, Box 50970, Knoxville, Tennessee, 37950. And be sure to include the episode number and your daytime phone number. Welcome back. Today we're working with the ideas of gracious living, creating a beautiful space with a warm, comfortably formal style. Already we've seen how this concept of gracious living can work in the living room. Then we use some of those same ideas in the kitchen. So now that we've seen how well it works, let's try it in the bedroom. A gracious bedroom should be a spontaneous expression of the owner's style. And here, that's just what we have. A warm, romantic combination of fabrics and furnishings, dark, rugged hardwood floors, smooth, sensual colors and materials, and a simple arrangement of furniture. And here with this bed, we have something special. This is a custom, yet easily affordable headboard and frame. The designer wanted a clear view of the fireplace from the bed, so he measured and cut a new frame. Then he simply covered a piece of wood with foam and fabric, and now he's got a custom piece in the perfect size, shape, and color. And again, here in the bedroom, we see the mirror theme recurring. And once again, it provides depth and dimension to this small space. And it reflects the color and shape, the comfort and ease of this gracious room. And that's a big part of our designer's secret. As you work with our Design Basics in your own home, you want to create a space that's comfortable, one that you look and feel good in. If you're struggling with colors or fabrics or textures, here's a great way to narrow the field. Take a good look at your closet. Your wardrobe will give you the answers. Look for the colors that make you look good and the fabrics that make you feel good. Then use them as a guide for your room. Dress your house like you would dress yourself. This will give you a space that's tailor-made for you. I'm Sherry Ruggieri, and we'll see you next time on Design Basics.